Today we're going to be talking about Microsoft Fabric licensing, and yes, it's just as exciting as you might think it is. Welcome back to my video series on Microsoft Fabric, where we're currently reviewing topics that are covered on the DP600 exam, moving through Microsoft Study Guide. Today we're going to be talking about Microsoft Fabric licensing and just general concepts. So I have an article here that Microsoft has put together. I'm going to link it down in the description, and I'd encourage you to go ahead and read it. But let's typically review how licensing works for Microsoft Fabric. So in order to use Microsoft Fabric, your organization needs to have a license. It needs to have either a FSKU license or a PSKU license. A PSKU license is a Microsoft Power BI premium capacity license that Microsoft has currently discontinued because they're moving everyone over to the FSKU, which is Microsoft Fabric. Okay. When you look at these SKUs, they're essentially deployed within, or Microsoft recommends that you deploy them within a geographical location. So if you have a multinational organization, you should deploy them according to their geographical location. They are tied to a organizational tenant, and if you don't know what an Azure tenant is, typically you have one tenant per domain name. So for example, if you worked for Microsoft, you'd have Microsoft.com. That would be a tenant. And then each capacity sits on a single tenant. So what is a Fabric capacity? A Fabric capacity is a pool of resources that are allocated to Microsoft Fabric. Their size is essentially equivalent to their computational power. So capacities are measured in SKUs, which stands for stock keeping units, and capacity units measure the compute power for each SKU. Workspaces typically live within a capacity. So here, for example, we have a finance workspace and a sales workspace, and then they all share kind of that computational power, but they serve as kind of containers or organizational folders for those Microsoft Fabric items. Also, by default, every single tenant will have its own capacity, and typically workspaces are assigned. All right, so let's review some homework or some kind of takeaways. So this right here is all of the capacity units, right, that come with the various SKUs right here. But what do all those SKUs mean? Well, that's where Data Martin has put together a very helpful article that breaks down the cost. So essentially with Microsoft Fabric, you pay as you go. You pay for the entire time that capacity is on or activated. So in this case, they've gone ahead and they've broken down the hourly rate and then the monthly rate if you were to leave them running full time. Well, actually not if you were to leave them running full time. So, and they have a couple notes here, right? Is billing is per second with a maximum of, or with a minimum of 1 minute, and then SKUs that are smaller than an F64 require a pro or premium per user license to consume Power BI content, which is important. All right. So as you can see here, here is the hourly cost of running these fabrics or running these fabric capacities, and then they've gone ahead and they have put down some scenarios. So if you're a small business that'll consume Power BI content with 25 users, and you're only using your fabric capacity 8 hours a day, so pausing it during off hours and weekends, and you're storing 100 gigabytes, you're going to have to pay for the Power BI Pro licenses, $250 a month. You're going to have to pay for the computational power of $36 or 36 cents an hour for 160 hours, and then basically 2 cents a gigabyte for storage, so a total of $2.30 for a total of $309 a month. Now they have a lot of other breakdowns, but you'll see as you start to get to a really, really large organization, Fabric can get very expensive very quickly. Now, For those of you that have used the Power BI premium capacity, you might notice that Fabric is way more per month than Power BI is. And that's because I think they're taking into account that you can pause the computational power. All right, I'm going to link both these articles in the description of the YouTube video for you to review. And if you have any additional questions for me or anything that I said that was unclear, let me know in the comments. And if you want to join us and continue to learn about Microsoft Fabric, why don't you subscribe? Thanks for watching.